gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ravens flock, Marcus Peters is finally back. Let's go! Woo! Marcus Peters is back. Oh my God, bro, we missed you. We missed you. Oh my God, I can't believe it, man. I wasn't expecting this until next week. I thought both Marcus Peters and Ronnie Stanley would be coming back around the same time. We've heard reports that Stanley could potentially come back after the Arizona game, so I thought that would be the same time Marcus Peters would come back. To my delight, we get the report that Marcus Peters is officially taken off the PUP list and he's practicing today. Fantastic news. Oh my God, man, we miss Marcus Peters. Things have been going great, you know. J.K. Dobbins got off, what was it, last week? And by the way, he's practicing today. Obviously, he missed the last two practices, but those were planned. They were taking those 2 days to evaluate how he performed in individual drills last week. They like what they saw. He's back on the field today doing more individual drills. They're going to slowly work him through. But Marcus Peters, he's back on the field. We don't know about Stanley. We'll wait till next week. All reports say he may be back after the Arizona Cardinals game. We'll see if that's the case. Honestly, the only thing we really have to worry about in terms of guys coming back would really be Gus Edwards. I don't think he's coming back anytime soon. There hasn't been any timetable from him. There hasn't been any reports that he's gonna make it towards week one. Everyone else has been projected towards week one. Gus Edwards seems to be a little bit far out, so I think he might be the only one that doesn't actually make it back for week one. He probably may end up missing all of training camp. Who knows? I just don't know. But other than Gus Edwards, everyone else is slowly returning. That's what I love to see. Oh my God. But yeah, Marcus Peters back on the field. He's practicing again. We've missed you. Welcome back, buddy. Thank God you're back because Lord knows we need you in this defense. Oh my God, we need you in this defense. With him back, you might as well pencil in another 4 or 5 turnovers to the defense this season because that's what he's going to bring to the table. At least 4 or 5 turnovers. He'll get a couple picks, force a couple fumbles. That's what Marcus Peters does. Okay, he forces turnovers. That's why he's here. And boy, you could tell last season we desperately missed his presence. I cannot tell you how many times these players were dropping interceptions. Oh my God. I swear we saw Chuck Clark drop like 2 or 3. Marlon Humphrey had 2 that he dropped. It was a very frustrating thing to watch because at some point we were all just sitting back and saying, does anybody else besides Marcus Peters have hands on this defense? Because they were dropping so many damn picks. Oh, last year was frustrating. But with Marcus Peters back, we know the turnover rate for the Ravens is going to increase because he's going to force turnovers, be it fumbles or interceptions. He is going to be a playmaker on this defense. He's going to force turnovers. We know what he brings to the table, and I'm so glad Marcus Peters is back. Ah, man. I really wasn't expecting this. The news came out of left field for me because my mind was thinking, okay, we'll get another update. They've been saying that Stanley and Peters has been, progressing well so far. Things have been going great. So I was assuming, okay, they're going to come back together. And since we've heard the reports that Stanley would be most likely coming back or at least potentially coming back after the Cardinals game, I assumed that was the same time Marcus Peters was going to come back. But apparently he's been doing so well, he's back now. So I mean, that's just fantastic news. That's fantastic news. Man, I did not expect to see Marcus Peters back today, but that really got me. That really got me. Oh, yeah, I believe Darius Washington's also back as well on the field, so that's cool. And I believe Matabike's back as well. But, a couple people that were gone, they're back. So, it's cool to get a couple players back. But, yeah, Marcus Peters really, that news really surprised me. But, man, it's just great to see him back. It's great to see him back. Let him get back out there, stretch his legs, do a couple drills, let him work his way through. Marcus Peters is Marcus Peters. We obviously, based on our last year, we know what type of impact he has on our defense, especially when it comes to creating turnovers. We know what he brings to the table, so it's just great to have Marcus Peters back. Definitely right around the middle of training camp, or at least, towards the latter ends of training camp. So that's great to have him back. Get him settled, get him worked through, and yeah, if all things go well, we should have everyone back except Gus Edwards by the time week 1 starts, which will put us in a really great place. Honestly, you just hope for the best. We still got 2 more preseason games, and everything's been going well, nothing too severe, and, knock on wood or something to just, hope that everyone can continue to stay healthy. So far, the way things have been going in training camp in terms of how they've handled any minor injury, like any soft tissue injury or anything minor, they've kept these guys out for as long as they possibly can, giving them that extra time, those extra days just to get that rest and make sure they're 100%. So, yeah, I love what they're doing in terms of handling any small injuries in terms of pacing themselves throughout training camp and making sure they don't overwork these guys. It's worked out well. And, Marcus Peters is back in that mix, so I expect them to do the same with him, slowly work him in as well and get him going as time goes on. But as we get closer and closer to week 1, you slowly work him in. And the same thing with Stanley. Whenever he comes back, you slowly work him in. And we just see how that goes. But yeah, the good news is, but not even good news, the great news is Marcus Peters is off the list. He's practicing. He's back on the field. And yeah, that's another one of our starters that's coming back. And we'll slowly work them through. And hopefully he'll be available and he will be on the field week 1 against the Jets. We'll see how that goes. But it's great to see Marcus Peters back. I love it. I love it. I love it. With him on the field, we are guaranteed to have at least another 4 or 5 extra turnovers on our defense just because we know how much of a ball hawk he is. Just glad he's back on the field. Glad he's practicing again. It's just great to see him all around. With that being said, that is all I've got. And I'm out of here, man. Peace.